up to ask you or to let you know that it's going on. So the content of this third party is being sent or whatever. Good morning. I am higher vibrations and so are you. We were just joking around about this technology issue that we're having. Holy cow. It's really crazy. And so were planned. The plan was for us to go through Restream, and that was going to make it so we could be on YouTube and Facebook. Though this technology stuff has really been a thing for days and days. So here we are. We're only live on YouTube, but that's okay. We made it. So
Yeah,
today I thank you thank you so much for coming, Lucy. I'm sorry to cut you off. You please go ahead. How are you? Thank you for coming.
I'm fine. I'm fine. And did you want me to start over
Yes,
of what
please.
we?
I was
Okay,
asking a question. I said, what was your awakening experience like?
but it's happened. It's different little experience, you know. Like I told you, when I was young, I always be very scared of spirit. I would want to sleep the first one, but because my elder brother was snoring, I couldn't sleep. And then the night would come, and I'll be so scared until the light will start coming out day for the day, and it went on a long time. And after this, other awakening came at operation. I had an operation when I was 17. I was coming, I was pretty rock and drugs and, you know, alcohol and things. And I had to be operation to my spine. And after this, I became very eccentric and more French type of woman. And it was a protective way, I think, to be um, not in a gang, you know. It was,
Hmm.
I put myself this way. I didn't know at this time, but I know now. And I got very more interest in spirituality. And I start meditating more profoundly at 24. It was also a transforming state for me. And after this, when I was like 28, I went to a very crying period, very unconditioning period type. And it it changed me again. And for a while, I didn't know exactly who I was, and but I don't know. It's all like this. It's an experience after another.
Yeah.
Sometimes people just seems to awaken once, but me, it's like step by step. But always felt guided, even when I was like in a dark period of my life. I always felt like I had the spark in my art that was guiding me. So that's about it for now.
Awesome. I love your story because it's so real. This is what is most correct or not common. Common's the right word here. Of like, people talk about, I heard someone referring to what people tend to say is called awakening. They started
Mhm.
referring to it as their reawakening because they are. It's a series of awakenings. We have like door after door after door, of these.
Yeah.
In fact, my daughter just drew this today. This, oh, did she? Oh, she took it. Oh, she drew all the doors. And it's just kind of cool. Any,
Oui. Wait.
go ahead.
Yes. Also, another one is that when I was a child, also I had nightmare of extraterrestrial spaceship invasion on Earth, and
Yeah.
especially back of the house where I was born. And I had several nightmare of these until one dream. It was like triangle, golden type of spaceship in the air, and in the grass there were golden dots, and I put my finger on the golden dots in the grass, and I stopped having nightmare. So Are you mute?
Am I what?
If you were mute.
No, yeah, just wow. This is beautiful. I love this. Thank you for sharing this. Yeah. Oh, I forgot you can't see me, can you?
But yes, now I can.
Okay,
Yeah,
good,
I
good, good,
see you
good.
now. Yes,
That's good.
yes.
That would be a hard conversation to not be able to see the other person.
Yeah, it would be difficult. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
technology. Though, yeah, like this is a very profound story. Thank you for sharing this. There's a variety of ways that we can do this, connecting
Mhm.
with this golden energy. Some people call it Christ consciousness, and the
Yes,
symbol of an animal I find to be the most profound.
mhm.
And when you can go and like think about what the animal does and like just its basic behaviors, you can go look up. I tend to use the word totem because I'm very much into the Native American kind of, totems, the animals, the medicine of the animals and stuff. Anyway,
Mhm.
you can find another layer of that meaning. And the way I saw that was, now the stuff that used to bother you can be like the water off a duck's back, you know.
Yes, yes.
And so it's like a shielding in some way too. So it was like
Yeah.
renewal and now like almost a resistance of some kind.
And also, yeah, it's coming. You talk about animals, and the other day with Elsa, you were talking about cricket.
Yes.
And I had an episode of three cricket this summer, one after another. One time in my house, I live in the basement of my sister and brother-in-law, and so one day there were a cricket, a black one, and I was very fascinating. How come it came here? I don't know. And after a few days, I decide if I see again, I put it outside because there's no grass here. Even if I try to feed him and bring grass and water, didn't seem to go there.
Yeah.
So I put outside, and 1 or 2 days after, another one came. And I finally did the same because I thought, oh, maybe there were a couple. I should bring it back outside. So I bring back outside. A few days later, another one. Then I was like, I break the family. So I put the third one outside, then it stopped. In those days, it's the Trinity.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I work in a thrift shop, kind of thrift shop. And yesterday, I ended up having a painting. It was three persona, but the same, like biblical persona, but they were the same, different position, but the same. And it was written on the back, the three are the same. And I saw also two other little angel. I have one here, but there were two out there that was making the tree also. That's what I'm on right now. The three are the same, the
Yeah.
same. It's nice.
That's awesome. I'm loving this. Yeah, and it's really fun too because the tree and the three and there's this whole thing about this and like this was something that was coded a couple of months ago too and you're like that there yeah this union and there's always three trees and trees that are threes and like
Mm,
this is cool you're getting this the connection of these forests are coming more online like a
yeah,
lot more people are having these kind of communications that they've
yes,
only dreamed about, you know?
yes,
It's really cool.
yeah. And lately also my dream, I'm going out and out, but my dream is old and new. First, one night I dreamed there was this guy thing in superhero with
Mm,
another person, and we left like clothes on the back, and we went on, and they were full of back of empty shoes, boots, all kinds of shoes and boots left in boxes, kind of. So
uh,
we went on, and on our way back, we couldn't get our stuff back, which for me, it's because the old is finished.
mm,
We are now in the new. I dreamed that I had two old house that was going renovate, but when I got back, only one was renovated. And it was beautiful, very modern, very, you could see outside. There were people in it, and it was kind of Christmas. And I, when I go to work, I kind of sang Song of Christmas in reality, but in my dream, it was beautiful. And also, it was for me community and one house, one community. So,
Wow.
and last night it was two shower. I was in a basement taking a shower, white in a white place with a curtain open, which is rare, you know.
Mhm.
And then I ended up on the last floor, many floor up in a shower, bigger, white also, with the curtain open. So I think it's also we transform. Everybody's transforming right now.
Yeah.
And for me, it's like getting transparency because curtain is open and the water and all of it. That's where I am.
Right. And you know what? I know you didn't see this happening, but you're
No,
just getting ready to talk about this celebration that's happening. And I'm so glad Sarah Carter said what the because I was like, did anybody else see that? Like you had balloons come up on your screen. Like it was an animation. Like and your hands are over there. And it is as if you went, I don't even know how to do that on Zoom. But
I told them I have nothing. I have nothing in
technology is just doing stuff, guys. I'm so glad other people saw that. I was gonna ask. I was gonna be like, guys, did you see that? I'm sorry, I thought my audio was turned off. That's
funny.
so funny. Yeah, just
Yes.
rewind it a little bit if you want to, Donna. It was so crazy. It was just like in front of her and behind her. It was this crazy thing. But that's so beautiful. How did that happen? WTF? Ha ha ha. Amazing, says Sarah. I know. And Shauna's like, oh, I missed it. By the way, Kenny's here. Leah's here. Hello. Excuse me. Ina's here. Um, it's so cool though. We just saw this. So you were getting ready to tell us, you were just starting to tell us about this
My,
celebration and this
yes.
really like it's like a parade, we're here kind of story, and you got balloons. They
Yes.
happened on their own. I don't even know how to do that
Funny.
on Zoom.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah, I like it. Yeah. It's such a beautiful time to be. Sometimes self-love is very profound those days. Self-love, even if sometimes I go to work and things happen and trigger me a bit, at the end of the day, right now, I put music, I dance and sing. And it's such a beautiful time to be here now,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's so amazing. It's so amazing. There's two different parties. There's two many different experiences happening right now, and it's not that anyone's making didn't get aren't on on the train or
No.
anything like that. No one's getting left behind, but because there are some people that are really struggling. Um,
Yes.
it was like I don't know now. It's more than 24 hours ago. All of a
Okay.
sudden the planet got hit with what felt like anger for a lot of people. Just frustration,
Yes.
irritability. It felt like you're PMSing, is really what it felt. You know, like it came through me for a minute too. And like, turns out it was happening. A lot of people were having it. And then some of us, it happened just briefly, and some other people and have been feeling it pretty heavy. And so I just wanted to bring that up because so many people are having this experience. You're not alone and you're not doing anything wrong. We're all coming up together. This is the first time I've ever witnessed where everyone embodied are stepping up an octave simultaneously, the whole population of the planet. And so, and we're right moving into this 2-2 portal, and so there's the February 2nd portal that's energy that we got. We're doing the last act story, in the celestial heavens. And so there's just a lot happening. And so we're gonna feel how we're gonna feel. That doesn't mean anything. Feeling and emotion is something that's just going through you. You don't have to use it to identify your experience. Well, you know how like those movies, you're like, when they don't have music, that you're like, they're not telling us how to feel. How am I supposed to feel about this? Because they don't have the music. That's what this is. So it's like the emotions aren't meant to tell you anything, really. They just need to go. And so as we're feeling them move through, just honoring them, witnessing them, and saying thank you. And then on the other side of that, as soon as you say thank you to it, it's celebrate. It's celebrate. And I'm with you. It's so great to see so many people having a good time again, because I've been doing this alone for a while.
I know, but it's true. Trigger happens still, but it's for me. At the end of the day, love is the answer. Love is there. It's always there. So we preceding things, but I want to read something. Can I read something?
Yes, please.
Ali Ray posted, but it's very inspiring for me, and I think it might be for others also. It's a mythic call transmitted by Ariel Spisbury as an offering to the Mayan oracle. Once upon a time, a galactic council was called, and a mythic call was sent out to countless light beings, the children of the sun, the angelic winged ones, the sunrunners, the rainbow warriors, and other luminous ones from many star systems. This great circle of light being gathered from far and wide at the appointed nexus, the love of the spinning galaxies, the Great Spirit entered, gracing them all with celestial light and the following words. You are invited to incarnate upon a world where a great transformation will take place. You who respond to this call will go to a place of planetary evolution where the illusion of fear and separation are strong teachers. I am calling those with the needed talent and gift to act as my emissaries there, to lift and transform the frequency of planet Earth simply by embodying and anchoring love's presence there. In this myth, you will be the creator of a new reality, the reality of the golden octave. On other journey, each of you has proven to be a feeling navigator, able to awaken your consciousness and align your heart to the prompting of pure love and compassionate service. As sunrunner and torch bearers, you have already demonstrated that you will hold the light high. And so, I invite you to incarnate in mass among the tribes of Earth to assist Gaia and all Earth children in their transformation. It is part of the plan that you will be veiled in forgetting. However, as you remember the feeling of childlike innocence and trust, you will become the harmonic living in this cycle of initiation for Earth. You will incarnate strategically, often in some of the most vibrationally dense area on the planet. To some, this illusion of separation from love may create feelings and hopelessness, lack of support, and alienation. But by embracing your humanness, your love will transform the depth of duality, and your light will quicken the many. Your participation in this quest is purely voluntary. However, this transformational shift on Earth is very rare and precious. Should you choose to accept this mission, you will have the opportunity to catalyze and synthesize all that you have been during many incarnations. Receiving a rarely offered quantum leap in consciousness, it is up to you to choose how you will dance with Terra Gaia and her children as she completes her ceremony of light. And so it was that the luminous being who formed the countless alliance, federation, and councils of the faithful of the star chose to incarnate on planet Earth to assist in this crucial event, the awakening of the planetary dream. There was even a fail-safe process built into the plan to awaken this being from the illusion of separation and the veil of forgetfulness that is so rough upon it. The luminous ones who would journey to Gaia's assistance agreed to spark each other's remembrance. Thus, these star seeds, one, were encoded in many ways with sounds, color, light, images, words, symbols, a vibrational resonance that would assist them in remembering the commitment to the light. It was agreed that these code clues would appear everywhere in visionary art and music, in penetrating looks, in speech, feelings, all creating a deep yearning to awaken and become the embodiment of love. So it is that you, the children of the sun, are now being bathed in the water of remembrance, prepared as rainbow warriors to fulfill the promise of the new and ancient myth. By simply anchoring love's presence on earth, you lovingly draw down the mantle of the gods, sending waves of healings and love throughout Gaia's eagerly receptive body. As you emerge in this time, your gifts awaken and empower others. Utilize the tool of laughter, song, dance, humor, joy, trust, and love. You are creating a powerful surge of transformation that will transmute the limitation of the old myth of duality and separation, birthing the miracle of unity and peace on earth. Utilize your gift in behalf of Gaia. It is a supernova consciousness. Gaia and her children will ascend in robes of light, forming a luminous light body of love to be reborn among the stars. The mythic call has been sung, the great quest has begun. Awaken, rainbow warriors, sun runners, luminous being from the Galactic Alliance Federation in Consar. Ancient skywalkers newly formed in this moment, stand in the beauty and power of your true identity as love gift to Gaia. Set aside self-doubt. You are the divine child of the sun. Go where your heart draws you to share your gift. Surrender to the magic and the light. The miracle will be manifest on earth. Remember, we dance and sing here for the one art. It was a bit long, but it's beautiful, no?
It was beautiful. It was beautiful. And you know, had a couple comments come in too. Um, so we had Charmony say luminous, and Clay SU1 says salute Lucy. Leah says, I wish you guys were around when I was a child and a young adult. Life would have made so much more sense. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Oh, by the way, so anyone who's watching this later on, earlier when the balloons went up, um, people have been trying to find it and they can't find it. And Sharmini, Diamond Heart 888, has found it for us. She said it's time stamp 7 minutes and 6 seconds. So 7.06. You'll see technology and spirit. There's been a lot of conversation about how technology and spirit are working in unison and helping each other. And this is an example of it. So anyway, if you want to go back and find that, it was 7 minutes in, 7 minutes and 6 seconds in. And it's really cool. Thank you for sharing that. That was really beautiful. There's a lot of code in that. And
Yes.
so I'm probably going to go back and listen to it a couple of times. By the way, while you were reading it, some weird
Yes.
stuff was going on in my environment. So I was listening, but I was very distracted. Like somebody was on the land, they're not supposed to be here. And this whole thing just happened. It was like, whoa. Um, so I would like if you wouldn't mind to go back to what you had been talking about a moment ago. I didn't get a chance to ask a question. Is that okay?
Yes, sure.
Um, so I just find it really fascinating, people who are awake and in this world and participating in shops and places like this. In particular, you had said you work in a place kind of like a thrift store, and
Yes,
this is a lot of things that have someone else's energy on it, and maybe lots of more energies. And so I was just wondering, out of curiosity, because I know for me, I had prepare myself before I touch a shopping cart, like a buggy, when I'm
yes.
out shopping, because the energy exchange on it, it's metal, there's plastic there
Mm.
too, but and anyway, what's your experience with this? I'm curious. How do you interpret that?
I love it because it's all kinds of people,
Yeah.
all kinds of people, all kinds of objects that I manipulate. I use glove, but I don't use glove all the time. I don't mind. I don't mind. I don't mind because I am one with them, and there is so many objects. Like I said, it's a melting pot of macrocosm of microcosm.
Yeah.
There's so many, there are all kinds of people. Sometimes they come 3 times a day because that's their second house. Because it's it's the place where they come and they see each other, they would talk and object, all the object talking to me also. Those people, it's like a family. It's
Yeah.
more like a family type because we see each other every day. So when I mean, sometimes some things trigger me and I go on. It's a practice also for me to
Yeah.
love no matter what, no matter who, no matter the situation. It's very fascinating what happens, or you know,
Yeah.
those people. I used to do painting and collage and mixing all kinds of things in my work. I mix lots of things, but at the end, I would want it to make some kind of sense. I feel like I am in one of my painting, working in one of my paintings. So it's all mixed up. It's moving. It's not always easy,
Yeah.
but it's a practice of love. It's it's integrating all of it for me. Mm.
Totally agree. And I love this example. Like I see it like a physical solid version of a rainbow, where it's not like, this is red, this is orange. It's like it swirls together, kind of like it looks like an oil on the ground. And you see
Yeah.
all the colors together, and like they don't really ever really mix. They don't become the other, that they are in partnership. And you
Mm.
do this with energy really easily if you know what you're doing. And that's part of why I'm asking this question, is that you do it well enough that it doesn't stick to you. And some people, it sticks to them. It
It
sticks.
used to stick to me. When I was younger, it was sticking to me. I would go shopping and I would come back and take a shower sometimes because I don't know how that happens, but it, I don't protect. I don't. I just if it stick on me, no, it doesn't anymore. It's
Yeah.
true. It doesn't. No, it can trigger me a bit, but at the end of the day, like I said, it's like if I take time to refresh, or I have my time. When I go home, I have my time. I live alone and I'm with my 2 dogs for
Yeah.
now. And I'm happy like this. Yeah. Yeah. It's not always easy to be, and especially, sometimes energy are so strong that you're kind of knock off. And
Yeah.
I could be there in the story and like, it's like, oh my God, what am I doing here? And it's like, Uh, the other day, I had to train a new person that was coming to work there because it's program also for people that quit school or something. They come there, and we kind of bring them to do something else.
Yeah.
So, and I try to explain to some how to work there, to train in, but I didn't know my name anymore almost. I didn't know anything.
Right.
There was big, huge download coming, and I was like, oh my God, I almost vanished.
Yeah.
But it was time for me to go to lunch. That saved me because I this happened a lot also,
Yeah.
there. When you're at home, it's more easy, but when you are, but it's okay. That's where it is. Mhm.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think that it's fun too, because you're interacting with it and this is part of being, the human experience,
Mm.
and it's useful to know that showering really can do this, by the way. You can use the shower to clear your energy. Like
Yes.
I I I remember when I realized that's all I have to do now, back then,
Mm.
was
Mm.
like, wow, that's all I gotta do now. Like there's intentional stuff you can do. You can chill, you can do, blowing the soul spark in your heart center, blowing it up with the light of the white light of God, and making it pushing
Yeah.
everything out. There's a lot of things that I would say is just basic hygiene, spiritual hygiene that we do. We clear off our energy.
Mm.
Everybody, no matter how high frequency you are, you
Mm.
know, everybody at some point are gonna have fuzzy stuff on them,
Yes.
and you just clean it off. You
Mm.
clear it off. And so, um, you brought this painting thing up, and my daughter's been on the kick, and I just want to show something. This is crazy. She just made this
Yes.
today. Isn't that
Yes.
bizarre? I love it.
Yes. It's bizarre, and I love it too.
I'm
Yes.
not sure which way it goes. It might be that way. I don't
Yes.
know. So, but so you were talking about how you interact with the world like you do with your painting, and that's why I actually got to show that.
Yes. Yeah.
How long
But
have
I
you
have
been painting?
one. Well, I have stopped for several years now. But when did I start? Oh, I was working as a chambermaid in Maine somewhere, and somebody had a canvas, and two painting things, two not tub, but anyway,
Yep, the containers.
and two container of painting. So I took a knife and made a painting. And then I said, oh, okay. So I went by painting and I start. But it took me long before I start exhibit and do more. And I stopped 214. It's when everything went, we lost home, we lost our vehicle, the car, US car, home, and everything. And we end up living in this basement where I am right now.
And the economy crashed.
No, our economy crashed.
Oh,
And I stopped doing work because usually my apartment would be a studio, and I stopped so for several years, but it's still in me. We never know when it's going to start over. Or art is an expression that may go different way,
yeah.
just by being.
I agree. I agree. You can be artful in the way that you speak. You can be
Yes,
artful in the way that you behave in any situation, you know?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. All things are art. I always used to say that as a kid too, that the God's an artist. Look at the sunsets, you
It's
know?
true.
It's the coolest tie-dye in the world.
But even the myriad of form,
Mm,
it's incredible. The form, every form, it's fascinating. The insect world, the birds, the all kinds. It's incredible. The other night I was thinking about that, and it's infinite. How can it be? I don't know.
yeah,
Mystery.
it goes on and it gets even better and better. It doesn't stop,
Yes.
and like I would say that
Incredible.
that's the best part is that you don't have to worry about it. It's the Spiral. It's the foreverness of the ever. It's just gets better and better and better. Like how many I can't count how many of our one day I hope that kinds of things have already been fulfilled over for the population, for our awakening as a collective. Like so much is going on, and like we're literally standing in where at.
Oh, yeah.
There's so many things happening just, and there's pointing at this eclipse,
Yes.
and there's just so it's
Mm.
all there. And what I'm so amazed and profoundly pulled back by lately is the fact that, see, this isn't something I've known forever, but now everybody else knows it too, and it's like it's a
Mhm.
whole different thing, you know?
Yes. Yes.
It's about being in play. And then in play you find mastery, in play.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, in play, I am a play person. I love to play. Even at work, I sing and sometimes I make a little dance or something. It's very natural. But yeah, and I especially this time I play and dance and sing at night. It's great. It's great
Right.
expression. Yeah, but I think lots of people are feeling it now.
Yeah. Yeah, there are more people having the experience, and I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I'm
Mm,
happily surprised how many.
mm.
Normally, there's just a handful of us that are like, and it's been hard to share how happy I am sometimes
Yes, yes,
because there's been so much density being healed, and
yes,
there's enough people now feeling the bliss and feeling the joy that I don't feel so guilty saying out
mm,
loud that
yes.
it's like amazing right now, because it is. And um there's some I should point out a couple of things just before I forget is that the 22nd, the 2nd, the 22nd, and the 29th of February are all these pivotal. That's the different ways. So the second is not part of this three. The 27th was the one of those three. The second I just wanted to point out because I put it up there so people know what I'm talking about. The Unity Consciousness event is something that I'm doing on the second. So I'll be speaking on that. That's what that's for. But um I'll mention that again at the end of this. I don't want to, but I didn't mean to send it yet. When I did it, I put it on there and accident. Anyway, so the 22nd is when the other conjunction is happening, and then the 29th is the last of these three conjunctions that we're following. And that's like swelling the energy through February and into this big March, and so like all of us are having our own signs being pointed to us, pointed at certain directions and being guided to go certain places, and like I'm one of the people just I knew that I was supposed to be here,
Mm,
long ago before I even knew about the eclipse. And
yes.
so other people just know that they're meant to go somewhere and they just
Mhm.
will be getting in caravans and RVs and stuff and just going where they're supposed to go, and like
Yes.
and this eclipse isn't so much about being able to see it happening. It's about being in its totality or at least near to it and being in this intentional as
Mm.
one
Oh, yeah.
consciousness,
Yes.
raising all up. This is gonna be
Yeah.
so cool.
It's very cool. Yes. It's beautiful. Yeah. Yeah. It must be nice to be there also where you live. It seems very
Yeah.
interesting place. I
It
miss for
is.
a bit. Yes. Yes. I see the picture and yeah, it's very nice. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. And mm,
It's weird. There's a where we're at specifically, it's like the roots of this crystal mountain. So we're actually like on this bedrock of crystal. And so the energy clears so much that at first when I came here, I was really confused at how few energies were here. And it's just that they're more subtle energies. They're all
yeah.
balanced. And so it's not as brash or abrupt, these energies. And so it took a second to be like, however, because of this, now you can hear the ones, the energies that were much more subtle that you couldn't hear before because they were being overshadowed by this
Mhm.
other, like the way that humans emote, the way we have emotion is different for everybody, but it is really peak and valleys,
Mhm.
and like it's like taking those peaks and valleys and turning them into hills,
Mhm.
and that's kind of what's happened. So now you can hear the things that are maybe deeper in the valley than you could before because you're not at such a extreme frequency
Yes.
separation. It's
Yeah.
really cool, and if you all do have the time and the ability, we're having a party on the during the eclipse on the 8th of April. Here it's, I gotta if you go to my website or there in the description of this video, my website will be there and you can grab a ticket and come on for the party. It's gonna be fun.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. But it's camping also.
It's
Yeah.
it is camping. Yes, it is
Mhm.
camping. Unless
Mhm.
you can find a hotel that has an opening.
Yes. Yeah. I'm sure it's going to be fun anyway.
Yeah,
Who knows?
yeah,
I don't know. You don't know. I don't know. It's okay. If guidance come, then it comes. Mm.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Those mountains are they are crystal Atlantic, I think. Crystal Atlantic on the in them.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
They are activating.
yeah.
Mhm.
Very activating.
Mhm.
You could call them more of they're amplifiers of what
Mhm.
you already have.
Mhm.
Like that's kind of become an important part to transmit. If this, like when I'm talking about something like that, I usually get reminded that because a lot of individuals sometimes forget that the crystals that they use aren't their power source, that they are the power source. They
Yes.
come within them. And these trinkets and these tools are simply that, tools. It's amplifying what you already have within you. And when we can see our own strength, our own power, then we can see the quality of it as well. It's not holding yourself above or but beneath anyone.
Mhm.
Everyone is powerful. And when
Mhm.
everyone is with their own empowerment, there is no one needed to rule.
Yes. Which is great.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. We are one. We are each other. Yeah. It's good. Yes.
Do you use crystals or anything like this to amplify your experiences?
For me, I had not a good experience with crystal because where I'm born, there is a crystal place where my brother was digging and he would collect lots of crystal. So I took some, but I took a lot. Different one, they were beautiful, they were very clear, some are different. And I brought them to my place. I was living in Montreal at this time and I, I was confused and my pupil in eyes would stay bigger and I was like kind of confused. I was like feeling like if something was observing me or something.
Mm.
And it's a friend of me who came and said, "Oh, maybe it's because you have too much crystal. You're not here. You something. It's like you're not there." She was doing tarot reading, and she was like, "You're not there. You're not there." So I took them out, and I came back.
Huh.
So after that, this experience, I was a bit scared to work with crystal. But I
Mm.
have one. I sometimes take it. I have more than one. I have a couple, but very soft, not as, I don't have any more huge of them. I'm not afraid anymore. At a certain point, I was because of that experience.
Yeah.
We would go to that place, to the crystal mine. There were beautiful water. Um,
Stalagmite and stalactite.
what?
The water stones, that drip.
No,
They're
no, it was like the old because they were digging, there were water, It was different color, turquoise almost.
Oh yeah.
And but even when I was going there to that place, I still was not almost not remembering who I was, what I was doing. I was getting confused. Maybe it's because it was too powerful. I don't know. Some people got sick also, so
Uh,
maybe it's too strong sometimes at certain point. I don't know.
yeah, I don't know. I've I've had experiences with crystals most of my life. And
Hmm.
for me, I've always found them as a useful tool. I can
Yes.
say that the difficulty I faced with using stones of any kind, or of any kind of things too, including metal, like in fact more specifically metal, if it's a secondhand, contains energy that needs to be cleaned.
Hmm.
Like so I will put them in the moonlight. I'll put them in sea salts. I'll put them bury them in the ground. There's a lot of different ways that you can do it. Sun and moonlight both, is something,
Yes.
put it in, submerge it in salt and stick it in the window for the moon and the sun. These things all work to clear the energy. And it's not simply on the crystals that you just purchased.
Mm-hmm.
It does its job, and every once in a while, they need their own like nourishment as well. And so it's
Mm-hmm.
kind of like charging the crystal, and giving it back some energy.
But I read also at this time when with that experience that a crystal could have a sound, a kind of sound on itself, and if they are mixed together, sometimes it could have inharmony, something that
Disharmony.
not harmony, disharmony. So maybe that was something like this.
Yeah.
Because I love crystal. I
Yeah.
still love crystal, and my mother used to have a big one because of my brother. When I would go home, I would wash it. I would sometimes bring it on the backyard because we had the river by there.
Uh,
And sometimes I would put a leaf from the tree,
uh,
the leaf from the tree, and I would always take care of it to clean it, to bring it back home clean because in the house lots was going on.
yes.
So mm,
It's
so I
awesome.
don't have a lot, but I have some a few, and I still love it.
Yeah. Cool. That's really cool that you did that instinctually, knew to do that. There's so
Mm,
many different methods to do these things with our tools, and um I would say I don't rely on crystals though. I do
mm,
typically always put crystals in my ears before I start a session or a show because
okay.
this is in acupuncture, this spot is your third eye. And so
Mhm,
like it just kind of like I find uh, I see I was already doing it before I learned any of the science behind it. I do
mhm,
find that I don't know if it amplifies what I can do. It makes me more confident.
mhm,
Like it helps me to be like let go more, I guess is a better way of saying it.
mhm,
And like it doesn't bring confidence, it brings ease, you know. And
mhm.
so I tend to do that. But usually I take them off as soon as I'm done here, I'll probably take them off. And
Oh,
like,
it's
yeah.
like a kind of a lucky something, or
Yeah,
you like
it's
it.
like a
You like it.
screen. I don't like screens, and this is like a big screen, and there's like all
Mhm.
this and it's got Wi-Fi coming to it, and it's like,
Yes. Yeah.
and so I'm
Yeah.
like, and I have
Use things
like
for
the stones that diffuse the energy, and
yeah, I have things like this also. I have lots of things like this. I love it. I love it. Yeah. Like
yeah,
little stone for the Wi-Fi and
yeah,
mm, I do also use it. They're very useful. That's what their role.
yeah,
We-
yeah.
oh, yes. Mm,
And all of these things that are here, they're teachers because they're us. So whatever it is that anyone, is experiencing with or experimenting with at this time, it's something that, I'm sure there's all kinds of examples in the audience today of like different tools that you use. And
yes.
I would say that all of them are great. They're also bridges or they're stairs, all of them.
Mm, mm,
Like there's certain books people find and it becomes their new Bible kind of an idea because there's a lot of really useful stuff in that book. However, that information is meant to be used as, again, a stair,
Mm.
and so to hold on to one particular doctrine of whatever it is that you found, it will definitely help you for a time.
Mm.
Allowing yourself to continue to open up to more information,
Yes.
like I found that I relied on crystals around my neck too much, and I started getting symbolism and visions that I like that movie Lord of the Rings with Frodo, and the ring that was around his neck was like really digging in. It was
Mm.
just heavy, and they were
Mm.
showing me that I was using them as a and giving them my power, believing that they were doing it.
Yes.
So that's where this came in. But
Mm. It is true. It is true. We can get cut by thinking if we don't wear it or something like this, it's like when I went on drugs.
right.
I stopped because one night I went for dancing, and at this time I was doing a lot of mescaline, and I arrived there at the dance club, but the guy who sold the drugs were no drugs that night. Oh my God, what am I gonna do? I cannot laugh, I cannot have fun, I cannot nothing. So that brought me and kind of an insight. Well, maybe it's time to let it go. It was not easy to do, but I did. Mm.
Yeah, that's
I
amazing.
did. Yes,
I
it
do
can
have
be.
a hard time imagining you in a party life.
Oh my God. I can be party.
I can be party.
Yes, but I don't use this drug anymore. But yeah, no, I love dance. I love music. I love dance. I love it's music. It's part of my life because in my family we were for singing and playing music.
Awesome.
Big family. That was our glue from art because it was difficult. 11 children and my parents. But the music, when we were uh, singing and playing music, it's always art expression. Our art was expressing and our love. So
Yes.
we don't meet a lot, but when we meet in at Christmas time, that's what happens. We sing and right open.
Awesome.
Mm.
That's fun.
Oh
That's fun.
yes, yes. Mm.
Sounds similar to my siblings are all everybody in my family are all into music and art and like everybody's artists and singers and
Mm.
like I I am too. I just don't do it in front of people. You
That's
know,
okay. Mm.
but um I would say that's still been a difficulty that I've been working on. And I've mentioned it a few times to people that it's like a thing because, you know, but it's still there. It's still something that I'm working through is that when you are with individuals who are too aware of their shortcomings, they would call them, then that they often will point out what they can see in someone else as a shortcoming, often to try to balance the energy out. And that's what happened in my home. And
Okay.
like, so I got told a lot how much I ruined music and that my voice was bad, like daily for
Mhm.
16 years, so like, um, why am I showing this out loud is because it's something I'm healing, and like
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
get this feeling that some people think that I don't still got stuff to heal. I mean, I still
Mhm.
got stuff to do, everybody has something. And
Yes.
I love to sing. I love to sing, but as soon as I know someone can hear me, I stop, you
Okay.
know? And like, and I'm saying this out loud because you know what? Everybody here has something to heal today. And there's
Mm.
nothing wrong with that.
Mm.
It's if we're all moving forward towards,
Yes.
you
Yes.
know, and when we finally allow ourselves to start to expand and open up that part that we're hiding from others, then it can
Mm.
start to be healed. you know?
Yes.
So, um, like John is here. She says one of the most precious memories from the Soulology Fest in Houston is Lucy getting up and dancing with Vanita. And the other precious memory is when Maddie came up on stage. Yeah, I remember that too. Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
fun.
Yes. True. Yes. I had so much fun at Zoology Fest.
Yeah,
I was so um, baited in love. It was so much love. After it was very for a few days it's very sad because I was missing family, you know. But they're all inside me now. I could see them one by one. Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I see one by one. But my family is bigger than this. But still, it was a family that I saw for the first time, and it was beautiful, beautiful. Mm,
it was. I agree. It
mm.
was so much love, so much love. There was so much healing that was done
Oh,
intentionally. Like
oh,
we've been working, not working, that's not a good word, but we've been had an effort toward this for a good amount of time. So it was just so much. It was climactic in a lot of ways for us, energetically. And it was really cool to watch this love like come in and like burst, but in a good way. So it got on everybody, like
yes,
so many people were uplifted. I got to watch frequency changing while we were talking to individuals. I got to see it and be part of it. And like, so I still feel a deep connection to a lot of the individuals that we shared space with there,
mm,
where as like as if it's like I kind of keep wondering if somebody's going to start strolling up the road,
mm,
that kind of, and I feel like those types of bonds and connections are so strong because they were already established,
I
we're
think
a reunion rather than a meeting.
yes, yes. Also, yeah, it's true. It's true. Because I found zoology, when two 14, 215, I started to um, listen to zoology, to talk Mitzna, and that's that brought me so much peace inside me because it was very, very difficult time, and that's where I connect with some people. And lately, you arrive, and then others arrive, and it's beautiful family.
Yeah.
Good to know that we are there one for another. So even if we don't speak, we are inside the same, expressing different, but still. Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, it was beautiful. It's the whole thing, how it all worked out. It's amazing how, like I learned so much from Todd and just having that space and how much he was part of this growth. And there was just a lot that happened. And I'm just glad that it did.
Yes,
And this is just the beginning of every story, you know.
yes,
Like we just started this place and we all know we're going into it. So for some people in the Southern Hemisphere, it is February 1st.
mm,
February is going to be a lot of stuff coming through, kind of month. And I'm looking forward to it, but it is definitely going to be a time where we're going to want to find ways to allow ourselves to take more breaks if you need to, away from energies, people
yeah,
around you. Like an example, I use, at the grocery store as well as at the office, kind of an idea. You can take a break by going to the bathroom. You don't have to
yes,
tell anybody you're not going to pee.
mm,
I've got to go to the bathroom. And then
yes,
there's stalls in there. Close the door. Take a
mm,
minute. Refocus your energy. You're okay. Back to you again. Now you can go and do the world again, and however
mm.
many times you need to do this because it is a lot of stuff happening. And we're
Oh,
being called to meditative state
yes,
more than
mm,
usual.
mm. Yeah, meditating also. I do more those days.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more profound also. And yeah, you need to take break, especially when you work outside. Mhm.
Yeah.
It's good. Mhm.
And you work with a lot of different people and energies and
Yes,
stuff.
interacting with lots of people. Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it's going to be okay, you know, and so I just kind of giving that little advert out there. Um, is there, I have an announcement to make, but before I do that, is there anything else that you'd like to discuss before we end today's conversation?
No, I think I did everything. Love is the answer.
I really enjoy having this share in this space with you, and thank you for reading that. Like, there's a lot in that. I was doing a couple of things, so I did miss a few parts of it, but before I got to hear most of all of it, and it was,
It's beautiful.
would you tell me again? You said it was written by somebody else. What was it? What was
Oh
the name?
yeah, it was written by somebody. I have to check it out. Mythic. It's transmitted by Ariel Spisbury.
Spilsbury?
Ariel Spisbury.
Okay,
Spisbury.
thank you very much. That's really cool. Thank you so much for joining me today and for this lovely chat. There's still something going on in the background here, so I'm kind of ending a little abruptly. But I have my computer is like there's a window behind me, so there's like I see the world is happening. But um, for those of you who can and would like to, there's a link in the live chat box over here. I have it pinned. This is a link that takes you to the event that I'm going to be at. It's called the Unity Consciousness Event, Living and Being Your Authentic Soul. Here's the advert for it. I'm going to Hot Springs on Friday, the 2/2 portal for February 2nd to do a noon, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I mean, no, excuse me, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. Um, a live conversation with Kristen herself, so to close up the summit of this awesome little group, this gathering of beautiful people. And so those of you who would like to join, you can find the link here in the chat. And I'm going to write it one more time real fast so y'all can see it. Um, and so it's free. Anybody who wants to join, it's free. It's just a lot. It's a digital virtual summit that you can watch on replay for a time. So anyway, thank you for letting me do that blurb. I love you. Thank you so much for coming and
I
having
love
this
you
conversation.
too. Thank you very much for inviting me. I was a bit shy also, but that's okay.
You did wonderful. Thank you so much. I was so honored for you to open up in the way that you did and to share your experience through the many varied frequencies that you've been in this life. It's amazing.
Well, thank you very much. I love you too.